Sup, fam? I'm gonna tell you a little story about how I asked my parents for brain parts for Christmas. So, when I was younger, I was obsessed with brains. Clearly, an obsession I have gotten over. Anyway, I wanted to know everything about them, how they worked, what parts of the brain were responsible for what action. I even read a book about brains once. And that's how I learned about the boba and kiki effect. So, for those of you unaware, buckle up, bucko, for a mildly interesting fact. Basically, if I put a zigzaggy guy on screen and I put a puffy little guy next to him, and I told you to match the word kiki with one of the drawings, and I named the other one boba, like 95% of you would say this one is kiki and the other one is boba. So kind of interesting, right? So the book I read said it had something to do with the sound wavelength. Like, since kiki is a pointier sound wave, we give the pointier shape the name kiki. And since the name boba is a wider sound wave, we give the wider shape boba. So that's what the brain book taught me. But that wouldn't quench my brain lust. No, it wasn't enough to study them. I had to make one. So I knew I wanted to make a brain. And I knew brains were made out of gray matter and white matter. So I did what any sane person would do. I asked for brain parts for Christmas. I asked my mom for white matter and my dad for gray matter. Needless to say, Christmas that year was a bit of a disappointment. I don't want no gray socks. I want some gray matter. How am I supposed to make little brains with this, Mom and Dad? For real though, I thought I could just smush them together like they were some kind of Play-Doh, and it would just start working like a brain. Just mix the white matter and gray matter together, and bam! You got yourself a fully functioning brain. Man, was I a weird, cool kid. But for real, I was crushed. I felt like Jimmy Neutron when Santa Claus didn't bring him a core sample from Dwarf Star NG738. Jimmy lost all faith in Santa Claus and made some pretty good points on how it really wouldn't make sense if he existed. But it turns out he does exist, and Jimmy gets his nerd bullshit. It turns out it takes a few years for his star thingy to cool down, so Santa is real in the Jimiverse. But how are kids at home supposed to feel? Like, sure, Santa Claus is real in the show, but they never disproved any of Jimmy's points on how Santa Claus existing really wouldn't make any sense. Boy, they must think kids are stupid, but not me. I was a regular Jimmy Neutron, and I knew Santa Claus didn't exist. It's like when you learn God doesn't exist. Anyways, I got one more little story I want to cram in here. So, when I was younger, we were learning about DNA in science class. I thought it would be cool if we could, stick the DNA parts together like they were Legos, and make, a little walking thing. Maybe put a little Play-Doh homemade brain on top, and make a brand new horrifying animal. Yeah, needless to say, I didn't go down the genetic engineering route, or the brain boy route. I'm a wannabe YouTuber. Oh dear God. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think. Did you like the story? Did you like me? This is my first storytime animation style video, so I want to know, how did I do? Okay, bye.